15, 12. Start. 2, 1. Boost ignition. And space shuttle Discovery is heading to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
The earliest of people, our ancient forebears and relatively inexperienced in the ways of technology, language, and society, would surely have looked up in the night sky and wondered what was up there twinkling back at them. We still look up, but we've answered a few of those questions. Space exploration doesn't promise us answers to everything, but much like the scientific method itself, it does promise increased knowledge about the universe, and by extension, ourselves. NASA acts as our gateway to the stars, opening up whole new worlds and ways of thinking. The price for entry can oftentimes be steep, but can we truly put a price tag on our dreams and aspirations? Carl Sagan, one of the premier astrophysicists and thinkers of our time, describes our quest as an innate human component.
We are carried with our planet around the sun. The Earth has made more than 4 billion circuits of our star since its origin. The sun itself travels about the core of the Milky Way galaxy. Our galaxy is moving among the other galaxies. We have always been space travelers.
Through NASA research, we have mapped the surface of other planets, but they contribute far more to life here on our own planet in the form of new technology that gets adapted for use in everyday life. Dr. Travis Rector, a physics and astronomy professor at UAA, told me about the most common spin-off technology developed by NASA.
So for example, the technology that we now use for Wi-Fi actually originated by a group of researchers who were studying black holes.
NASA currently receives approximately $17 billion a year, which sounds substantial, but in truth only equates to 0.47% of the US's total expenditure. This means that less than half a penny of every taxpayer dollar goes to produce such vital technology such as weather and GPS satellites. Thanks to scientific breakthroughs in NASA laboratories, we now have more robust firefighting gear made from a chemically treated fabric that doesn't burn or produce noxious fumes, the same material used in the outfits of the space shuttle astronauts. In the medical field, NASA has helped develop or improve medical ultrasounds, artificial limbs, and laser heart surgery. Most notably, NASA created digital image processing to help map the surface of the moon, a technology which was eventually applied to advanced body imaging techniques such as CAT scans and MRIs. There are few aspects of our lives that haven't been affected by NASA research, but it's in the inspiration their missions stimulate within us that produces their greatest worth, such as putting a man on the moon. Beginning with the inaugural walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969, there have since been 5 other manned missions to our closest celestial neighbor. From these interstellar expeditions, we have learned that the lunar surface is remarkably similar to material found in the Earth's crust. However, our last mission took place in 1972, so it's probably past time we pay our neighbor another friendly visit. Maybe we can work on our golf game. We are, after all, deeply connected to the moon and everything beyond.
We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. We are star stuff, harvesting starlight. Our lives, our past and our future are tied to the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Our loyalties are to the species and the planet. We speak for Earth. Our obligation to survive and flourish is owed not just to ourselves, but also to that cosmos, ancient and vast, from which we spring.
Exploring space has a more tangible and pervasive influence here on Earth, namely in our media.
We see that in the popularity of all the science fiction television shows that exist out there.
Our music has been forever altered by our voyages into the cosmos. Bands like Pink Floyd, Yes, and the Rob Parsons Project sound like they were written on a rocket ship set for the heart of the sun. David Bowie's cosmic opus, Space Oddity, was even covered in space by Commander Chris Hadfield.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I've left forevermore, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today.
Space, the final frontier.
Space, the final frontier.
In television, Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek blazed an interstellar trail.
Take my love, take my land.
For shows like the cult favorite Firefly, created by Joss Whedon.
I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black. Tell
To movies like Stanley Kubrick's cosmic epic 2001: A Space Oddity. To the iconic Star Wars. The intense space thriller Sunshine. The space disaster epic Gravity. And the book-inspired Ender's Game. Our literature has also been influenced by the cosmos, in books like Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles, to the iconic Dune by Frank Herbert. The realm of video games have always felt the allure of space. In Nintendo's Metroid series, as well as in the adventures of everyone's favorite jumping plumber. And every once in a lifetime, a movie comes along that crosses all boundaries, like 1996's cinema classic, Space Jam. Dusk settles on the Earth, but humanity's quest for knowledge never sleeps.
It's just our human nature to explore, and people are always excited about learning about the universe.
Humans require the pursuit of knowledge just as much as food or water. Losing that questing spirit is to be fatally disconnected from a vital component of ourselves, and in an era of mass consumerism, any small thing we can grasp at can be enough to keep our hearts pumping, even if it's only the tiny twinkling of a star looking down on us. NASA can help us get half the way there. We must have the courage to dream bigger, to one day make the stars attainable for future generations. As they reach out and connect with the universe, it will be up to them to represent all of humanity and say, as Carl Sagan puts it,
We speak for Earth.
took a trip on the Gemini spacecraft, and thought about you. I passed through the shadow of Jupiter, and I thought about you.